Previously, when Commander Tristan proceeded to be intimate with Princess Lewellyn on her orders, Lewellyn noted his trembling hands and realized it was his first time indulging in these activities. And, as she inquired about this matter, Tristan drooped his head in silence for a moment. But in an instant, he yelled, announcing that despite it being his first, he would try his best to satisfy her desire. Besides, by inserting the long injection inside, he cuddled her gentle body tightly with his massive one. Moreover, by suddenly increasing his pace, Tristan declared that if Lewellyn let him stay beside her forever, she would learn everything. Meanwhile, at the Duke's house, Almondite received a number of gifts and letters from young dignitary ladies. Yet, when he found his nickname written in one of the letters, he angrily threw it into the fire, conveying that there was no other than Lewellyn who could call him by this name. So, let's dive into the chapters 49 and 50 of the manhwa, The Secret Bedroom of the Forsaken Princess. As the next bright morning begins, Lewellyn wakes up from her peaceful sleep, as bright rays fall directly on her lovely face. However, as she comes to her senses, she quickly reflects that the stigma is surprisingly quiet today, as if it was not there from the start. Plus, by glancing on her dress fallen on the floor, she asks herself why she could not stop herself from sleeping with Tristan last night. Nevertheless, Lewellyn's face radiates with a bright smile, who ponders that despite Tristan being clumsy, he has shown an interesting side of him. But in an instant, she feels an abrupt pain in her lower abdomen, reflecting that her desire for men can become a torture sometimes, which can threaten danger to her life. Further, Lewellyn considers that last night, her intimacy with Tristan was very good, as his horse-like stamina was so incredible that she felt she was going to die. Besides, when she wrestles up from her bed with lost in her thought, she gets visibly shocked at observing the sudden presence of Tristan beside her bed. Moreover, at noting the heavy gloomy aura surrounding his face, she quickly springs back, inquiring in a loud voice about why Tristan is sitting on his knees like a ghost. And, by covering her naked body, she further asks since when he has been sitting like that beside her bed. To this, Tristan responds that after Lewellyn fell asleep from exhaustion, he has been in this position. Plus, with a sad expression, he requests her to forgive him for his bad behavior last night. At listening his unexpected words, she perplexedly questions what bad behavior he is talking about. Upon which, being in the same position, he answers that last night, he could not satisfy her desire but hurt her in that place. Moreover, just because he cannot control his strength, he unwillingly left many injuries on her body. Tristan then, by shouting, states that he is a terrible person who cannot satisfy her men's desire, and in the heat of his first time, he made an unforgivable mistake. Dear viewers, if you really want to witness the spicy night between Tristan and Lewellyn that happened in the previous episode, where she took his first experience, then please feel free to click on the icon visible to you in the top right corner of your screen. So, without any further interruption, let's jump back to our story. Hearing this revelation, Lewellyn worriedly pleads him to calm down for a bit, assuring him that he had done nothing wrong, as she is totally fine. However, with blushed cheeks, she confirms what Tristan did with her last night was not at all bad, since she really enjoyed it. Noting her words, he lifts his head, speaking that he will practice to improve his skill even more, so he can satisfy her next time. At noticing the word practice, she flinches with a cute expression, contemplating how a person can be serious for something like that. Further, by clenching the blanket tightly, she gently conveys to him to not feel bad. Hearing her vague comment, he inquires what she means by those words. To this, she hesitantly states that she herself feels like a terrible person for forcing him to sleep with her last night. Plus, immersing in her deep dilemma, she reflects that she does not expect that everything would turn into such a blunder, as she thought if she orders him to do something like this, he would disrespect her and leave. However, Tristan interrupts her thoughts, questioning why she cares about what he feels, if she already confirms that she forced him. Upon listening to this, Lewellyn winces a bit, reflecting that she wants to apologize to him for her reckless behavior last night. But if she does it now, he will think that she is lying about it. And, as she wants to divert this guilty matter, she in a disappointing tone, inquires why he unexpectedly took off his clothes like a man in heat. Besides, by putting on a gloomy expression, Lewellyn adds that Tristan already saw her true nature last night, that she is the kind of lady who uses her royal position to seduce men to sleep with her. Further, as she continues to criticize herself, she requests him to leave her, adding that she feels it is miserable for him to protect a person like her. As he listens to these statements, the surroundings fall into deep silence. Moreover, Lewellyn, at observing the silent, furious expression on his face, she reflects that indeed he must be angry, as yesterday he was just in the mood, so if he calms down now, he will accept the heaviness of the situation. However, opposite to her imagination, Tristan tightens his grip, and, in a loud voice, he boldly announces that from this moment, he will protect her for real, unlike the fake promise he made with her last night. Hearing his sudden declaration, she gets astonished clearly. Plus, with a perplexed dilemma, she mutters herself that this person is angry but totally in the wrong direction that she expected, asking herself if he thinks that her last night order means nothing to him. Besides, by glancing at his face, she adds that despite him sacrificing his first experience to her, he still wants to keep his foolish promise. Lewellyn, wanting to clear his misconceptions, annoyingly yells at him, speaking that she is totally worse from inside. To this, he intervenes, responding that he is completely fine with her nature. Witnessing his swift statement, Lewellyn gets heavily mad, questioning herself if he does not have common sense at all. Moreover, as she gets annoyed, she discloses that she is going to the monastery, so she cannot spend all of her life with him. To this, Tristan springs up, shouting why her going to that place is so important, upon which Lewellyn shockingly ponders that even an animal runs away at continuous disturbance, but why Tristan cannot become alert at her signals, inquiring why he is trying so hard to protect her by recklessly putting his life in danger. Lewellyn then eventually gives up on her attempts to convince himself, reflecting that she tried everything she could, but in the end, she failed to stop him. Meanwhile, by sulking clearly, Tristan questions how a princess like her can break a promise so easily, at which she irritatingly blocks her ear, stating that she gets his words and will never mention this topic again in front of him. Plus, by gently caressing his cheek, Lewellyn pleads Tristan to stop looking at her with eyes full of anger, as she really wants him to forgive her. And, as he senses her warm touch on his face, his cheeks turn red right away. On the other side, at noting his cute reaction, she ponders that everything is suddenly solved just by a touch. Besides, by immersing in her imagination, she mutters why Tristan looks like a puppy just like a hound. However, he abruptly droops in heavy sadness, asking if she thinks that he has a lot of flaws, at which she assures him, speaking that she is just worried about him because he is excellent in everything. Hearing her real feelings for him, he smirks visibly. Moreover, by shifting his blushed eyes, he conveys that she judges him better than he expected. Nevertheless, by mentioning about the last night, Tristan thanks her for forgiving him for his mistake, adding that he is really going to practice more so that he can satisfy her desire next time. This unannounced declaration prompts Lewellyn to flinch heavily with heavy embarrassment, and, as she gets bewildered, she reflects that this man is totally mad who does not know what he is talking about. As we wrap up today's segment, thank you for being with us until the very end. I'll be sharing fresh videos of this manga and exciting new series every weekend. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your encouragement keeps the channel thriving, and I appreciate it immensely. Until next time, take care and goodbye.